Good morning. It's the second day of Vlogmas, second day of December. Got my coffee here, and it's actually snowing. And I don't want to show you out my windows because you don't need to see the neighborhood and where I live. But it is snowing, just a beautiful light snow. The rooftops are covered. It's sticking to the bare branches of the trees and to the streets and sidewalks and to what small patches of grass there are in a city. But it's just absolutely beautiful, and I'm looking forward to going out in a bit. I've got some errands to run this morning before I go to a movie this afternoon. But what I'm showing you here is my table. And I've got this, cute blue and white vase that I picked up early this year from Simon's. And when I was at Michael's getting a few things earlier this year, I noticed they had these artificial poinsettias and berry flower arrangements. And so I got a couple and put them in my vase, and I think it looks quite nice and quite Christmassy. And of course, while I'm having my coffee, I've got to read a little bit of my book, The Diary of Samuel Pepys. And then I went out to run some errands, and I stopped by this Christmas market, Lansdowne. There was a big tree lighting last weekend, but I missed it. And it's just a nice market with vendors and food and Christmas ornaments and things to buy. It wasn't all that busy since I went at 10 a.m. on a snowy Saturday morning. It would be much busier, in the afternoon or later in the evening. They're open until 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. But it's a tradition, this market. And I think it was actually the first time I'd been. But it was absolutely beautiful with the snow. As you can see here, just gorgeous. And then I went to the theater and I had a buffalo chicken poutine, which I did not finish. So I'm ending my day here with a cup of one of my favorite kinds of tea. It's not cool enough for me to drink yet, but this is the Murchie's Loose Leaf Snowflake Tea. It's a black tea, and it's kind of got, I guess, a little bit of a freshness to it. Not quite mint, not mint at all. In fact, it's sort of advertised as having a marzipan, almond coconut flavor to it. But as you can see, since I got this in November, I've enjoyed almost all of it. I may have to reorder that one because that's their winter variety pack. I got their winter variety pack, and I don't believe that one is readily available all year long. And I got it last year and enjoyed it, but this year I'm really, really loving it. So I did go to a movie today. I saw a movie set at Christmas. It wasn't Christmas in terms of, take your family, enjoy, have a, feel good time. It was an action film called Silent Night, which, to be honest, I didn't enjoy it all that much. It was fine, but wouldn't see it again. It was sort of billed as, kind of like John Wick. The trailer made it look a bit like, something like Die Hard or Violent Night or something like that. But it was a little bit slow paced, and it was a little bit of a different film because there was absolutely no dialogue. I don't think a full word was spoken throughout the entire film. Certainly a full sentence wasn't spoken. It seemed to be set in Texas based on the license plates, but because there was no dialogue, I had a little bit of difficulty figuring out exactly what was going on at the start, where into the story we were jumping in, because I knew from the description of the movie that it was supposed to be about a man whose son is killed by a stray bullet, and he decides to go and get his revenge, and somewhere in there he's had some sort of accident or the event that killed his son has, affected his voice and left him mute and unable to speak. And so the film begins, jumped right into the action. We see this man in a Christmas sweater, with Rudolph's nose and a big fuzzy pom-pom bouncing. Absolutely running down the street, running through alleyways, chasing these two cars that are shooting at each other. And then he gets shot through the throat. And it took me a while to, kind of place things. I'm like, okay, this is the accident, but where the heck is his family? Where is his son? He's in the hospital. Some woman shows up. I'm like, is this his wife? Is it his sister? And it was just a little bit odd overall, especially trying to read the emotions of certain characters. I was trying to figure out if this woman, was his wife, was the mother of the little boy who had died, because some of the emotions didn't seem to be tracking right for this to be, a mother who had just lost her child. It was very much focused on him, and maybe that was intentional, but a little bit slow, and then it left me wondering because it ended very, very abruptly. And it took a long time to get to the action, to get to the plot of the film that I thought I was walking into. So probably wouldn't recommend Silent Night, but it was fine. It was fine. I do like to see a lot of films. Not one of the best I've seen, but not the worst I've seen either. But that has been my Saturday. Don't know what I'm going to do on Sunday yet. Probably not much, because that snow we've been getting is going to turn into freezing rain as the temperature gets a little bit higher. So it may just be a Sunday in, reading a few books and working on a coin cataloging project, which I'm hoping to finish before Christmas. I am cataloging and documenting and doing a little bit of amateur research on all the coins in the collection that I inherited from my grandpa this summer when he passed. And I was hoping to finish it before Christmas so I could put together a little booklet and share it with my siblings and with my mom, but in 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be out of time. So, but we'll see how far I get. But that has been my Vlogmas Day 2.